Still to come on Video Fashion News, take flight on the wings of Bibhu Mohapatra's exquisite Spring 2013 collection.
Marios' initial idea for the hair was a Native America. It's very uniform, it's just gorgeous straight hair. Finishing off using a little bit of the L'Oreal Infinium hairspray, tucking it behind the ears with two little bits at the front. So basically when the girls walk, there's still an essence of romanticism to them. They're still very soft and very girly.
It's all about this strong, fierce, black line under the eye. The rest of the face is going to be a beautiful, pale, real stain on the lips. There's going to be lots of beautiful highlighter, contour. There's going to be a wet moment on the inner corner of the eye. Beautiful, brushed up, bushy brows. That's the look.
After learning the uncertain fate of the bee population, Marios Schwab made vanishing beauty the focus of his spring collection.
Kind of felt very accidental. All this element came together. I read this article in The Guardian and then I thought, how insane. If the bees are gonna be extinguished, then we are really totally lost. And then somehow I wanted to look into vanishing craftsmanship and vanishing rituals. And I think at the moment, being in a society that is so obsessed with digital media and digital ways of solving creativity, I felt like you need to bring back the rawness and you need to bring back the element of the hand, because that's true luxury, right? I started then looking at Native American costume and different ways of mixing graphic elements like the honeycomb, which is also very scientific, obviously, and bring an element of layering, which meant you create almost optical illusions through the honeycomb, and when you move, you create color. The fringing was, again, very much inspired by Native Americans, and it was a great collection to work on. The pleating was very much inspired by Ernst Haeckel, who was a biologist and he kind of became later an artist. And I love the way he repeats of the same, of a beautiful flower or like different shells. And looking at these linear kind of lines, I wanted to create irregular pleats that wrap around the body and put a very beautiful waist and a proportion that almost makes you slimmer and exaggerates but accentuates at the same time the body. I like to take the material that is so traditional and classical and make it something very special. Also, not only being texture, but become almost like a depth. So every time you see it from a different angle, it tells a different story. I think these embellished dresses are doing so well in our market. You know, we have an extended business in Asia and also like red carpet in LA, and I think it felt natural to create something a bit more different this season.
What we wanted to do was create something almost lunar moth-like, something of a cocoon type, emergence of a woman, a transformation for spring. So what we did was we created some micro fishtail braids and we kind of put them in a graphic kind of shape, and then we're adding a little chartreuse color right down the nape to represent really spring, to represent color, to represent that transformation that women go through.
Bibhu wanted to show a woman who has been reborn, so we are created first using bronzing powders. We are blending the colors throughout the eyelids toward the temples. We just line in the lower lashes, and finally we are using a violet color sensational color just in the center of the lips and dotting with the fingertips.
This summer in the country, I saw Luna moth, and I've never seen anything, never heard about it, and I saw this beautiful moth that looked like a bird almost, and beautiful chartreuse green and coral combination. And then I did some research on it, and I loved what it signifies. It has this myth about it that it's very prophetic. It means something, some change in the environment. I mean, it changes people. So that was the starting point. That kind of got me on this journey where the Bibhu woman is really searching for her evolution and honoring it and recognizing it through every single one of these 30 looks. The show starts with a little exuberant explosion of colors against like whites and grays, but it's very colorful in the beginning. Then she kind of settles down, so it's more in the pastel like pinks and grays and blues. And then the evening becomes more ethereal, where she's like at ease with her transformation, and she's very kind of dreamy and very diaphanous at the end.
He has extraordinary attention to detail and craftsmanship, but also his clothes are very flattering to the female form, so I feel like he really dresses well.
A lot of the new silhouettes were, keeping some of the key silhouettes that I have done before, because I am very loyal to my client, and if she responds to something, I would like to kind of reinterpret it somehow. Luxury has got nothing to do with a price tag. Luxury is about having that connection with an object or a piece of clothing or a handbag that kind of defines your own style without changing it, really.
I happen to know that Michelle Obama has just ordered 3 of his dresses, so I think he's going up further and further and further.
I'm very honored, very fortunate, and very humbled by what has happened in the last 3 years, and especially past few months. And when Mrs. Obama wore my dress, it solidified a lot of things in my head. It was a great learning experience to work with someone of her caliber and to see how grounded she is. You're forced to look at everything in a different perspective. So I loved that experience.